in trouble for this. But we're going to do an inside look at the skincare industry today. We got it. Hey guys, my name is Brianna Stanko, and I've been in the skincare industry now for over 15 years. And I have worked alongside of some of the top names in the professional grade skincare world. And I have now formulated my own skincare brand. Trology Skin Science is my brand, and going through the formulation process of my own skincare brand has showed me a whole other world out there about what is going on inside the skincare industry, how marketing is just out of control, the BS, the lies, and all the things that the skincare industry doesn't want you to know. But you know how we do it here on my channel. We're all about the truth and nothing but the truth. So I'm here to share with you today an inside look, a little behind the scenes of the skincare industry, and we are going to bust through all the lies with the truth today. Let's talk about marketing first, you guys, because marketing over the last 15 years that I've been in the skincare industry has changed so much. And there's so much coming at a consumer and just thrown at you that you don't even know what's real, what's accurate, what's the truth, and everything looks good, right? You hear one thing over here about this skincare product, and you're like, ooh, I want to try that. And you hear something over here, and you're like, ooh, that sounds good. It's marketing. And what I want to share with you guys today are kind of like the secrets and the inside scoop of marketing, because in all reality, marketing is just a fancy way of selling products. It has nothing to do with formulation. It has nothing to do with the quality of a product. You can have a crappy quality product that's super well marketed and selling galore, and it's not even the best out there. So let's kind of look into some of the marketing tactics that are being used today. One of those is the technologies in skincare brands and skincare products. A lot of brands out there are using their technologies, their patented or trademark technologies in their products. And this, I'm going to tell you guys, is BS. There is no such thing as a special technology in any products. I could take a technology and throw them into my Trology products myself. When you see the term technology in a skincare product, what that brand has done is they've taken 2, 3, 4 just ingredients, and they have used them in all of their products, and that is their technology. It doesn't mean it's any more effective. It doesn't mean it's any more potent, and it really doesn't have anything to do with the formulation other than it's part of the formulation, and it's just the same ingredients that they chose to use in every product to give it that kind of like marketed effect for their brand, because now they can say that they have this patented technology or this trademark technology or a special technology in all their products. But in all reality, again, has nothing to do with the formula. You turn over the product, you look at the ingredients, and that is what you are looking at. The technologies and products just don't matter. And I'm going to give you an example that I will share with you guys on my Instagram. Now, both of these products are great. The formulation is great. I love both these brands, but I want to share this with you to give you an example of what I'm talking about. The Hydrinity, the Hydra C Daily Vitamin C Moisturizer, and the Omni Bioceuticals, their Vitamin C Moisturizer with M007. Now, both of these have the same exact ingredient deck. I was actually shocked when I saw that, because I've really never seen two products with identical, like literally identical formulations, except Omni Bioceuticals uses some essential oils at the bottom of their ingredient deck. But the majority of the formula is the same. Now, Hydrinity uses their microfusion technology, and Omni Bioceuticals uses their M007 technology. Now, same formula, two different technologies. How can that be? It's because the technologies do not matter to the formulation. There is nothing in these that are doing anything different. The formula is the formula, and the ingredients can tell you that just by looking at the ingredient deck. So when you see a special technology being promoted by a skincare brand, just know that that is a marketing tactic. It really doesn't mean anything, and the formula is the formula. Now, again, that formulation, that moisturizer from both brands is great. It's just an example how they both have the same ingredients, yet two different technologies. Another marketing tactic that is getting so many people out there is patents and the use of patented ingredients or patented technologies. Like I was saying, when you hear the word patent, when something is like patented, you think that that is automatically going to be more effective or it's better than anything else out there, right? It's marketed to you to sound better. When you hold a patent, you're like, ooh, they're the only ones that can use that, and they must be onto something, and all of the things that go through your head. But in all reality, patented ingredients are usually just a marketing tactic. And what these brands do, usually like the bigger brands will do this because they can afford to kind of like play around with marketing and do these kind of things. What they will do is they will take like two ingredients and kind of fuse them together, or they'll take two different molecules that are clinically studied and they'll put them together and they'll call that like patented ingredient. But in all reality, it's just two like clinically tested ingredients that are put together. And in most cases, that patented ingredient doesn't even have any clinical testing behind it. The two ingredients or the two molecules or, the things that they're fusing together, those separately might have those clinical backgrounds, but that patented ingredient does not. So it's really, again, marketing, and it's playing tricks on you. When you are looking at a formula, do not even take into account something that they say is patented, this patented ingredient or this patented technology or ingredient. Because in all reality, you want to look for ingredients that are clinically studied. And all the ingredients out there that have been proven with science to work for your skin do not have patents. Let's take a look at ingredients now. Let's talk about the quality of ingredients, because again, this is something that consumers don't know. And unfortunately, this is something that consumers really can't get an inside look at when you're looking at an ingredient deck or looking at a product. But the quality of ingredients matter. You can take two different products. We're going to use the Trology C Boost as an example. This has a 20% THD ascorbate vitamin C. You can put this up alongside another product that has a 20% THD ascorbate, but that one might have a cheap, low quality version versus the Trology C Boost, who I know has the highest quality in a THD ascorbate vitamin C. You don't know the quality of ingredients, but it absolutely matters. Many brands use cheaper quality ingredients because they want to save money, but quality does matter. And that's one thing my formulator always laughs at me. He's like, Brianna, I love working with you because price does not matter to you. He knows to get me the highest quality and sourcing and manufacturing of every ingredient that I use in my Trology product. I am all about effectiveness in giving you and me the highest quality product. But the quality of ingredients does make a difference, and it really depends on the sourcing of those ingredients, the manufacturing process, and the purity of those ingredients. Continuing with ingredients, ingredient percentages matter as well. And again, this is another way for brands to cut corners and to overmarket their products, but to underdeliver in their formulations, because most brands don't give you the percentages of all the active ingredients or of all the ingredients. I mean, that would be a lot for every brand to list out on all their products, but that's another way that, brands can skim or not give you the full look at what the formulation really is, right? So you can say you have a vitamin C in a product, but if it's in there at 0.01%, it's not doing anything for your skin. And a lot of brands will make those little marketing tactics where they'll throw in some, vitamin C or some niacinamide or whatever, ingredient that they want to kind of use for their marketing, but they'll use it at such small amounts that it's really just in there for the look of their ingredient deck, and it's in there for marketing. And you might say, well, yes, you look at the ingredient deck, and then, if you see vitamin C at the top versus the bottom of the deck, you know that there's a lot of vitamin C in it. And yes, in theory, that is true. But I've also seen brands and products, well, they'll say vitamin C is at the top of their ingredient deck, but then their ingredient deck only starts at like 1%. And then everything under that is less than 1%. So even though it looks like vitamin C is at the top of the list, where you're like, ooh, that's a good amount, it could only be a small amount, and then everything under it is still a small amount as well. It is very tricky out there in the skincare world, I can tell you that. So I totally get all the confusion that goes on all the time in looking at skincare products and getting sucked into marketing. Trust me, I get it. My formulator and I talk about this all the time too, just the percentages that are used in products. Now, he can break down by looking at any ingredient deck, and he can know exactly the percentage in all formulas. And he actually showed me how to do it as well. Super interesting, and it actually teaches you a whole lot. But he always says to me while we're talking and stuff, when we're formulating together, now he works with many of the top professional grade brands out there as well. So he knows what he's doing. He has been around the block for a long time and has, he's one of the top formulators in the industry. And I'm so lucky to work with him. But we talk about the percentages in products all the time. And we talk about when I'm giving him my ideas for a product, he'll say, well, that peptide can be used at like 1% to 3%. I'm like, give me the 3%. He's always like, okay, it's going to cost you. I'm like, give me the 3%, give me the highest quality. And that's just what we do. When you look at peptides in a product, when you look at vitamin C, when you look at vitamin A, like niacinamide, everything, you really don't know what percentage some of those things are in that formula at what level. And again, it just takes, I guess, trusting the brand, trusting that the products are going to do what they're going to do. But so many brands cut corners and cheap out, and they're like, oh yeah, that peptide, it looks good on the formula, it looks good on the ingredient deck, but I'm going to take it at a low percentage so it can save me money. So that peptide might not be working as effectively or as quickly as, a product that has that peptide at a higher percentage. It's crazy, you guys. I know. And one more little insider scoop that I'm going to share with you guys today is we're going to talk about formulation quality over that ingredient list, because you can have an ingredient list that shows peptides, like my Trology Youth Renew. I have multiple different peptide complexes in here. You can take another product that might say 2 of the same peptides in here or 3 of the same peptides. But if those peptides are not in a formula that is stable, that doesn't have the right pH, or doesn't have the right delivery system, those peptides or that vitamin C or that, retinaldehyde or whatever it might be, that ingredient is not going to be as effective or effective at all. It could be useless if it does not have all that, the correct formulation behind it. So formulation is key too. And again, that is hard to look at for a consumer to know, does this have the right delivery system? Are those ingredients stable? That is a hard one to assess as a consumer. All right, you guys, I probably ruffled some feathers enough for the day, but I want to give you guys a little inside look at what is really going on in the skincare industry behind the scenes, how marketing is really coming into play, because most people don't know. And most people, it sucks. I see people get sucked into marketing all day long. And I look at the formulation and I'm like, it's not even that great, yet their marketing is good. A lot of brands spend a lot of money on marketing and they sell a lot of products, but it doesn't mean it's the best product out there. It doesn't mean it's any more effective than another really high quality product that doesn't market. There's just so much that goes on out there. But that is it for today's video, you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave today. If you want the truth without the BS in skincare, beauty, you came to the right place. Subscribe, hit that like button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think on this topic as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.